Shalom. This is Bishop Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. I want to start off by saying thank you to all of our Booster Club members for your many donations and much more, your prayers. We visited faraway countries and strange lands. We've even spoken to dignitaries and were detained for spreading the glorious gospel in Cuba. The truth is that the descendants of the 12 tribes of Israel were scattered throughout the world. Help us on our journey as we continue to raise up the nation of Israel. 12 tribes worldwide. Join or donate today. Shalom.
Je weet ook niet. Oké, kijk. Geef me dat in Deuteronomium 28 en 61. Heb je ooit gehoord van die transatlantic slavernij? Transatlantic slavernij. Heb je ooit gehoord? Praat je Engels? English? Okay, you heard of the transatlantic slave trade. You heard about that? Huh? Yeah, long ago. Well, guess what? That only happened to one race of people. And guys, this is the race of people that you're looking at. When you look here, exactly, so-called Negroes, the so-called Native American Indians. You understand? Those are the people who went into the transatlantic slave trade. But get me, listen to this. Read Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come, all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So he said, all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. What if we don't keep God's commandments? You understand? So some of God's commandments, for instance, is not stealing. Some of God's commandment is not smoking. You understand? So read verse 68 now. Read verse 68.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68.
Yeah?
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So he shall bring us into Egypt again, but this time with ships. You know the story about Moses and Pharaoh? Moses and Pharaoh. When Moses told Pharaoh, let my people go. Yes. So when we were in Egypt, we were slaves to Pharaoh. Alright? So now it says Egypt again. Remember, you can walk from Egypt, go all the way to Israel. So you don't need a boat. But you say Egypt again. So get me Exodus 20 and verse 2. Exodus 20 and verse 2. Last one. Yeah, read that.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 5, verse 6.
Yeah?
I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, the house of bondage.
See, out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage, the house of slavery. All right? I know you have to go, so we go back to 68 and finish it off.
Whereof I spake unto thee, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again.
We will not see our homeland, Jerusalem, not Africa, Jerusalem again. Go ahead. Read.
Thou shalt see it no more again, and there shall ye be sold unto your enemies.
So when we come off of the slave strips, in the transatlantic slave trade, we will be sold. What? Read up this again. We shall be what?
You shall be sold unto your enemies.
Unto your enemies. For what?
For bondmen and bondwomen.
For what?
For bondmen and bondwomen.
Slave man and slave woman. Go ahead.
And no man shall buy you.
And nobody's going to be able to free us, to redeem us. Alright? Get me 1 Corinthians 3 and verse 16. So, hey, you know now we were cursed for keeping God's laws. Alright? So, gradually, you have to stop smoking now that you understand why this happened to us. You say you're from your mother and father's from Cabo. Why this happened to our forefathers in Cabo. All right. So read 1 Corinthians 3 and 16.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God?
You hear that? Know ye not that ye are the temple of God? Go ahead.
And that the Spirit of God dwelt in you.
Go ahead.
If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy.
So you hear that, bro? So stop smoking, eh? There's a telephone number on the flyer. All right? There's a telephone number on the flyer. Also an internet. An internet. You have a Bible at home? Give us a call. All right? Give us a call. We have brothers that also struggle with smoking. All right? So give us a call and then you can hear how you can stop. All right? Kwera bro, kwera. What's the outcomes? Oh, Cabo. The brother. So, come even. Ik ben niet, man. Ik ben niet. Broeders, kom even dan. Kom even. Kom op, je eigen broeder. So, what's your name? Do. Oké, ik ben Mikhaya. Kijk, wat we zijn hier aan het prediken. Je zei je komt van Cabo. Zo volgens je vader. Wat is je vader? Ook Cabo. Zo dan zal je misschien uit een van deze 3 stammen komen. Ja? Want je ziet hier de stammen van Israël. Ja? Israël is een man voordat hij een land was geweest. Ja? Heb je een beetje verstand van de Bijbel?
Ja, verstand. Het is niet dat ik een prediker ben.
Nee, maar weet je wat het ongeveer over gaat? Ja? Zo geef me eerst Genesis 32, 28. Because the name of Israel just means Jacob. All right? So I'm going to read this. So Jacob had 12 sons. Okay, all right? These are the sons. These are the biblical name of his sons. We later became the sons of these men. All right? So I'm from the tribe of Benjamin. So you would have to search your father. You would either be from the tribe of Judah or Levi. All right? So read this first.
This is the book of Genesis chapter 32 verse 28.
Yeah.
And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob.
So you see, God is speaking now to Jacob. And he said, hey, your name, brothers, listen. I'm speaking about the 12 sons of Jacob. All right, the 12 sons of Jacob. Where you from? Waar kom je vandaan? Afkomst. Auntie. Ik ben ook auntie. So dan kom je van die stam van Benjamin. Volgens de Bijbel. Je babysnaam is Benjamin. Ook jullie 2 broeders? Ook van auntie? Cafediaan. Dan kom je van die stam van Judah misschien. Jezus Christus komt van die stam van Judah. Weet je hoe sterk je bent, broer? En je wou net even niet stoppen. Huh? Zie je dat? Broer, en jij? Waar kom je vandaan? Cabo. Suriname. Allebei. Oké. Dan hoort je ook bij die stam van Benjamin. Zo lees die opnieuw nog een keer. Begrijpen jullie een beetje Engels? Ja? Lees nog een keer.
This is the book of Genesis chapter 32 verse 28.
Yeah.
And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob.
So God is speaking to Jacob. He says, listen, your name is not going to be called Jacob anymore. Go ahead.
But Israel.
But what?
But Israel.
But Israel, go ahead.
For as a prince.
As a what?
For as a prince.
As a what?
For as a prince.
You ever heard that? You ever heard you're a prince? Where you heard that before? Heb je ooit gehoord dat jij een prins bent? Jij ook. Heb je ooit gehoord? Nee toch? Maar de Bijbel noemt ons prinsen. De Bijbel. Zo lees het nog een keer.
For as a prince hast thou power with God
Nog een keer.
For as a prince hast thou power with God.
Hoor je dat? We hebben sterkte met God. As a prince, you have power with God. So come a little closer, man. Come a little closer. I want to show you. I want you to see this. Come, bro. Come a little closer. Come on. Don't listen. I have teeth, but I don't use them to bite. Come on. So get me that in Deuteronomy 28. Get me that in Deuteronomy 28. So je komt van Antito. Weet je een beetje geschiedenis van Tula? En broer, jij, weet je een beetje geschiedenis van waar je komt? Ja. Is dit gebeurd in Kaapverde? Kijk goed. Precies. Weet je dat de Bijbel praat over slavernij? Weet je dat? En de Bijbel zegt, die mensen die is in slavernij gegaan op schepen, dat zijn Gods gekozen kinderen. Daarom ik heb je geroepen, broer. Om je te laten zien volgens de Bijbel. Want we zitten allemaal in de kerk, maar de kerk leest ons dit niet. En kijk, we lezen nu uit de Bijbel. Kijk, dezelfde Bijbel wat de kerken hebben. Dezelfde.
Ja, maar sowieso niet elke kerk is Gods huis.
Geen van die kerken zijn Gods huis. Geen van die kerken. Die pastoren liggen gewoon met die kleine jongens, dokters, moeders, noem maar op. So lees wat je hebt, Deuteronomium 28 en vers 15.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come.
All these what?
All these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Jullie begrijpen Engels, toch? So Moses is speaking now to the 12 sons of Israel, of Jacob. He's telling them, listen, God is setting you all up to rule the world. But if you go against God's laws, for instance, the Sabbath day, if you go against the Sabbath day, if you steal, if you go and do evil things, all right? Read 15 again. Yeah?
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
If you don't listen to God,
to observe to do all his commandments,
so to observe and to do, the word do is an action word. Go ahead.
and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
All these what?
all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So is a curse a good thing? Yeah. Is a curse something good? What about you? Is a curse something good? So we all know a curse is not something good. So go now to read verse 48. Read verse 48.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48.
So we just read Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15. Now we jump all the way to 48. Read.
Therefore, thou shalt serve thy enemies.
One more time.
Therefore, thou shalt serve thy enemies.
So because we break God's laws, he said, hey, we are going to serve now our enemies. He's going to be very distinctive who our enemies are according to the Bible. Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst.
Wait, don't rush. Which the Lord?
Which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
In hunger. For instance, when we want food, who do we have to go to get our food? For instance, Burger King. Do our brothers and sisters own Burger King? What race of people own Burger King? What about KFC? What about McDonald's? So we would have to go to our enemies for food. Now continue.
In hunger and in thirst.
In thirst, if we want something to drink, we would have to go to our enemies for something to drink. Go ahead.
And in nakedness.
If we want clothing, for instance, what a guy named Sean Combs, Sean Diddy, P. Diddy, he has his own clothing line, but guess what? He does not own the textile to produce the clothing line. Y'all understand? So we would have to go to our enemies for clothing. Continue.
and in want of all things.
In want of all things. You want to learn about school, geographic, history. You got to go to your enemies. If you want a driver's license, you got to go to your enemies. Continue.
And he shall put a yoke of and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
You hear that? Right here. Our enemy is going to put a yoke of iron on our neck. Until what?
Until he have destroyed thee.
Until we don't know that we are from the nation Israel. That our forefather is Jacob. That I'm from the tribe of Benjamin. Until we destroy it, until we don't know who we are. But we are the children of Israel. We are the children of Israel. So jump down to verse 68 now.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 68.
Yeah?
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So get me that in Exodus 20 and verse 2. So he said the Lord is going to bring us into Egypt again with ships. So you all know the story about Moses and Pharaoh? When Moses told Pharaoh, let my people go. And he said, no, I'm not going to let your people go. Well, he said he's going to send us now back into Egypt, but this time with ships. So listen to the word, what Egypt means.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 2.
Go ahead.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the house, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
Out of the land of Egypt, because remember, Moses took the Israelites out of Egypt. Go ahead.
Out of the house of bondage.
One more time.
Out of the house of bondage.
So Egypt is synonymous for bondage, for slavery. When we were in Egypt, we were slaves. So go back to 28:68 and read it from the top again now.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Into Egypt. The word Egypt is slavery, bondage. The Lord shall bring us into slavery, bondage again.
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
With ships. What race of people went into the transatlantic slave trade on ships? Did everyone in the world went into slavery on ships? No. Only a specific race of people went into slavery on ships. And that's written in the Bible years ago. And we didn't know this. I didn't know this. So continue reading.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Just like how Moses says it's going to happen, it happened. Go ahead.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
We will not get to see our homeland, Jerusalem, again. Go ahead.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
One more time.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
When you come off of the slave ships, you will be sold. 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 Sold unto your enemies. For what?
For bondmen,
slave man,
and bond women,
slave woman.
And no man shall buy you.
And nobody will be able to free us except Christ. Why? Because in Curacao you had Tula, who tried to stand up to free the slaves from being slave, but he got killed. In America you had Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, who tried to stop, but they got killed also. Christ is the only one who's going to be able to free us. Right now we are still in servitude right now. We are still in slavery right now. You know why? Look around in Rotterdam Central. Which one of these stores belongs to us? That's why we still serving. We still enslaved to slavery today. So get me that in go back now, read 47, 46. Read 46.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
So these curses, what we're reading about, is going to be upon us for a sign. For instance, you can look over there and you can tell, hey, that's Burger King. These curses is going to be upon us to represent, hey, they are the children of Israel. These are God's chosen people. Why? Because only one specific race of people went into slavery on ships. Only one specific race of people. People Maybe other races can say, hey, we went into slavery too. Okay, you went into slavery, but the Bible says these people who went into slavery on ships are the Israelites, are God's chosen people.
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.